Welcome to Verbal Creek Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are every day. People like to welcome y'all to the show. Look, I'm going live today, and I got none other than my partner, Marcus Mudd, on the show that's going to join in with me. Brother Mark, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, bro.
No problem at all, bro. Now, we want to talk about the insurrections, the terrorists, and the rioters that took over the Capitol building. But more to that is black people as a whole. I've heard white journalists, I heard black journalists. I don't even want to talk about the sellout Vernon Jones, but I heard him say that, if that had been Black Lives Matter or protests with the protesters that were predominantly black, they would have been mowed down. Matter of fact, wouldn't even had a chance to get into the Capitol building. Now, as time goes on, we find out that off-duty police officers were involved. We find out that one officer committed suicide, a Capitol Police. We find out that it was more people who took an oath to protect the public. Actually, was part of the insurrections, the mutiny that took place on the Capitol building. Right now, this is a question I got for you, Brother Moore.
Yes, sir.
When we, let's deal with any, let's say George Floyd, let's say Andre Hill, let's say a number of the unarmed black men that was killed by police, right? And we take our grievances to any Capitol building within the United States, right? And we get no justice. And we're like, wait a minute. I mean, it's a clear-cut case. Why are we not getting any justice, right? Then it comes out where you had some off-duty officers who was involved in the insurrection. How do we get justice and get our grievances heard if we fighting everybody? We fighting from the cops to the judges to the justice system. How do we fix that problem?
I think once we start showing and proving that we are ready to be an independent people and ready to be self-reliant, people will have to show us the respect that we should have, that we should be receiving at this point in American history. The 13th Amendment is still alive. The 3/5 of a human being is still alive. And as long as we display that in our everyday activities, that's what we're going to receive from this country based on the Constitution that never included us in the first place.
Right. Exactly. Because I get a picture in my head, an image of an unarmed black man shot. You will usually have Ben Crump as the attorney. You have Reverend Al Sharpton, who would be the activist, standing for the rights of the victim, right? And then you'll have the police, and you got the DA, and you got other people that's representing the court system, right? And then it makes me think, damn, if you can have off-duty police officers involved in an insurrection, you can have Capitol Police officers who took part in helping the insurrection, and you have senators, and as you stated, when they wrote the Constitution, we would consider 3/5 of a human being. It just makes me think maybe we need to rethink our positioning within this country, meaning all that work from the 60s to civil rights marches, was it in vain? Were they just saying, hey, we're going to let y'all march, but we don't have no intentions of really giving you no freedom, justice, and equality in America? All the black lives that was lost?
Well, if it's not backed up with some sort of force, then yes, it's like an exercise. It's a waste of time. You got to continue to exercise to get growth, to get the strength that you're trying to obtain. And so if we go through these decades of fighting, such as the 60s, and then we come out of it and go into the 70s, and only thing we're interested in is pimping and partying and smoking weed, then we lost the whole fight, and we did that for nothing. For another segment of the population to come along and benefit from all that we work for.
Well, yeah, but wasn't we trying to be Americans? Meaning, look at Al Capone. And they saw the money and the lavish lifestyle that Al Capone lived, and you had brothers like, man, I want to live that same lifestyle. And is that the American way? Is moonshining? Is that the way to get the dollar? Coming up out of slavery and poverty, black folks was like, well, how do I get these nice things? What's the route to it? And then they give us their religion and they white Jesus, which didn't give us a foot up within society. It's like, what's the road?
Well, you just said it. They gave us their white Jesus. We already had their names. We're on their, quote unquote, their land because they established their world with it, even though we did the hard labor. So they can do what they do under the Constitution and be Americans and benefit from what was established here because they have their own identity. And they have never been as disunified as we are. So when we become more unified and realize who we are to assume our own identities, then we'll start seeing some of the benefit that they enjoy.
So we moving into year 5, as I call it, 2021. 2 + 2 is 4, add that 1 is 5, which represents change in expression, right? Experience. And as we move forward, we have a renewing of the mind because we had to put a period in it. That we tried certain things and those certain things didn't work or didn't get us to be where we wanted to be within society. So now we have to start over with a new, and the situation that took place in the Capitol building actually showed us something. It actually was right in our face telling us, that for one, when we have grievances, we don't act out. We don't even have it within us to even come up with the idea to act out the way that white people acted out on that Capitol building, showing that white privilege in their mindset is real.
Yeah, they have expectations, and we don't have any.
But what broke out? Why we don't have expectations? Did they put their foot on our neck so hard? The only thing that we can expect is a foot on our neck in hard times and a fight?
Well, yeah, we don't want to realize our identity. We don't want to realize our place. We're not who they made us to be. We are of and from God, and we have to behave that way. We have to respect that, and we have to know who we are and start acting accordingly. That's our only way out.
Now, since you said that, before we get out of here, right? Okay, so when the colonizer was back in the Germanic tribes and the Huns and the Goths and the Visigoths, they worshiped the god of war because they felt that they gained things through war. The God shined on them through war. We, on the other hand, in the East and all the way to the Americas, were with the God of peace. And we felt like, okay, we had grievances. First, let's try to solve them in a peaceful manner. If we can't resolve that in a peaceful manner, then we go seek an arbiter who would sit in the middle, and they'd say, okay, well, let me hear your gripe, and then someone would decide, and we'd have to honor what was ruled upon, and we'd go on that way. If I get that man 2 sheep, or at a certain point you can marry his daughter and give him 4 cows or whatnot, was our way, right? But now today, they feel as though that they can continue to use that certain sentiment or mindset of the God of War, right? So, how do we implement the rule of the God of Peace to overshadow the God of War?
Well, the amazing thing about choosing who or what your God is going to be, it will work. No matter what you choose, no matter who or what you choose, it's going to work for a period, for a time. For thousands of years, people worship their own idea of what God was.
Right.
And it always works. Whatever it is that they choose becomes that motivation. And it motivates them. It inspires them. It stimulates them. Calls them to action, and they go into action. And pretty soon you'll see some results. The question is, who and what are you choosing to be your God? Because whatever you're choosing may not be in time.
Right. Come on.
And if it's not in time, it's not going to last very long.
Right.
It's going out very fast. And if you pay attention to what's happening with America, it's on a slippery slope. Everything's happening at warp speed. We never thought we would see a black president. We never thought we would see somebody like Donald Trump and all of the unprecedented acts and verbiage that he used in the past 4 years. We never thought we'd see people climbing up on the side of the Capitol building, running into the building with zip ties,
Viking hats on, right.
Viking hats and feet kicked up on the senator's desk, capping about it, you know. But we've seen this, and we don't know what's coming next. It's 2021, and we've seen some amazing things. So chaos seems like it's the order of the day, but there was a lull before the storm.
Yeah. Now to the black senators and the black congressmen who supposedly some of the insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol building had names who they wanted, who they wanted to come after and get right. How can they feel comfortable in their chambers at their desk knowing that the people, that some of the Capitol cops, the Capitol police who were there to protect them will open the door for the insurrectionists and let them in to come get them? How can they be safe? Like, can I trust you? I mean, are you a racist and on the same side as those who want to see me killed and you just getting a paycheck? Or,
what are they going to do about it? What are we going to do about the cops coming into the neighborhood that are not from the neighborhood? We know that these people are in there with murder on their minds, yet we trust them. We call them when there's a problem. Same thing. Now you got Capitol Police working in the Capitol protecting you, Senator. But you got the power to write laws. You are a legislator. So that's a little bit different from people in the neighborhood that are colonized. This is tyranny across the board, but you have a little bit of something to do about it because you have been put in a position, one way or another, to do something about it. Now, while we're saying that, I want to give a big shout out to Sheila Jackson Lee, the Texas legislator, Texas congresswoman, for pushing forward with the reparations bill. And the great things she's doing with that bill to at least keep the conversation going and going in a proper direction. Because at some point you got to recognize that we black people served for free for centuries.
That's right.
And if you can be sympathetic enough to dump money on Israel, you should be, if you call yourself a righteous person and a Christian, sympathetic enough to pay us back for what our forefathers have set you up with.
That's right. Built for free. 100% profit. I mean, as a business owner, if you had workers that you didn't have to pay and you had 100% profit, and all you had to do is give them scraps for food and make them clothes out of burlap sacks, Man, you be come on, man. I mean, you be making it rain for real.
Not for 6 months,
Yeah.
not for a year, not for 5 years,
That's right.
not for 10, 20, or 50 years. What?
400-500 years.
Come on, and we still serving now.
Right now. Oh man, yeah, that system, man. That system that was set up, in particular, the Willie Lynch letters. That system, that doctrine that was set up was brutal, but it was done in a mathematical way. But it ended, and there's new knowledge on the scene that surpassed that knowledge, and it's available, and we just have to act on it. That's why I tell everybody, man, study teaching Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Get that higher knowledge to defeat the knowledge of Willie Lynch, and to beat it. You know, everything has to has a remedy. If something that was created or built, it can be unbuilt. You just got to find the right mechanism and the right tools to unbuild it. And I'm just saying that's one of the tools to use to unbuild that Willie Lynch doctrine that we still participating in today. In 2021 is not going to suffice because it's overdue, meaning that it should have ended a long time ago, but time is dictating that you can't carry on that old way into this new system. It's not going to suffice. You know, it can't handle it. You know, you'll implode. So, it's starting off 2021, starting off wild. Now, there have been threats that on Inauguration Day, I even heard him say that Biden would not get sworn in and Trump will still remain the president of the United States in 2021. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And we as black people, really, we don't understand when white people say that they are patriots. We don't know what they even fighting for when they say, hey, you know, we want to take our country back. We don't know who have it, who got it, who got your country, and what are you storming, who you mad at? We don't know what the hell they, you know, because we haven't been, we put it like this. Whenever they had the meetings on how to shape this country and the direction that they intended it to go, we wasn't at the table. They done it behind closed doors in a dark room, smoke-filled room, right? We wasn't there. So we don't have the intricate facts. We just can look at the signs and kind of follow and see what's going on, you know. But us having that same energy and motivation that those people had at the Capitol building, we don't know I don't know what that's all about. You know, what motivated them? What are they upset about? Who got what? Who got the country?
Well, it won't be only theirs. And that's enough for them to climb the damn wall up in D.C. They got to share.
They don't want to share.
They don't want to share.
They want to take their ball and go home. They don't want to share the court.
Right.
Get off my court.
They don't want to compete for what they get. They want to be born into it. Slaves set it up for them. And nobody gets none but me.
And you saying that they can't realize that a slave system, even a slave master's mindset and a slave mindset can't go on forever. It got to end. If it wasn't created up out of righteousness.
Yeah.
They can't figure that out. It's automatic. It's going to end. It can't continue. It can't continue.
Well, they feel like it may be ending, but we're going to go out with a bang. And they feel like they're going to be able to enjoy their world going to hell.
That's dangerous.
Just watch the movies sometimes and see how they act when the meteor is coming towards the earth. What do?
They party.
They party.
Go buck wild and just
let loose. That's what you're looking at. So we shouldn't want to participate in it in no kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. Just don't come over here with it.
Right.
Theirs is going down, is going out, is going out in fire. It's going out in a blaze. They feel like they're going to be able to enjoy it. But I'm saying, I have to say, you know, you're not going to enjoy your world going out. You're going. This is resurrection and chastisement. When hell goes out, heaven comes in. The hereafter is punishment for Satan and for evil and for injustice and for wrongdoers and for the wicked. The hereafter is not fun for any of those types. And just because your skin is white, you don't have to be a part of that. You don't have to be of that.
Right.
Because God has all encompassing mercy.
Right.
You have an olive branch. You have a way. So you don't have an excuse either.
Right. Yeah, it was said that some whites would make it into the hereafter, make it into the kingdom.
And nobody has a problem with that. If we did, then we wouldn't believe that Jesus was white.
Right.
So quit worrying about that. You should be more concerned about behaving and conducting yourself according to freedom, justice, and equality in order for you and your future to make it, to see the hereafter.
Well said. Look, we're going to continue to bring you more up-to-date on what's taking place, especially leading up into the inauguration. But also make sure you check out the NFAC Rising documentary that will be on YouTube January 15th, 2021. We'll release it somewhere around 11 a.m. So make sure y'all tune in. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Verbal Pick Radio. Check it out. I mean, you got to check it out because it's relevant right into today's time. And knowledge is power. We need this information, so make sure y'all check it out. Happy Savior's Day to you all. Hey, it don't stop. But more before we go, anything you like to add? Oh, yeah, check out that Blade Remix series, web series on YouTube as well.
Yes, sir. Visit the website atonepro.com. And we thank y'all for listening. Get some people to subscribe to this Verbal Pick Radio station. And you subscribe also.
Right.
Thank you for tuning in.
We at